SoundHound AI just reported earnings, and we're seeing the stock decline a bit in reaction to earnings. I don't think that's justified. I think the earnings report was actually better than most are kind of giving it credit for right now. And I'll go over the earnings results and I'll cover a couple things you need to know about this stock. I'll go over short interest, and at the end of the video, I will give you a price prediction for SoundHound AI. So, with that being said, let's talk about it. So, just to kind of show you what the earnings report had. So let's go through this pretty much line by line. So SoundHound AI reported record third quarter revenue increases to 13.3 million. Just to kind of give you the initial numbers here. So the Q3 GAAP EPS was in line at -9 cents, and revenue of 13.3 million, as I said, had beat expectations by about $500,000. So a beat in revenue and inline EPS. Why is the stock falling? Really, I think it's just a bad time to be reporting earnings. We had interest rates jump a bunch today. We had the stock market down a bunch today. Unfortunately, it's kind of poor timing. I think that's playing into it somewhat. And then let's go through this quarter here. So let's first off start off with a quote from their CEO. So their CEO says, "Our third quarter was another milestone for revenue. At the same time, marked a significant ramping up of our business." And then they also said SoundHound Chat AI became the first ever voice assistant with generative AI capabilities to go live in European vehicles, and well-known restaurant brands are embarking our voice technology to alleviate pressures and delight customers. So, you know, the company already has a bunch of really good partnerships with super established brands in the US. It's good to see that they're moving abroad and seeing some good traction there. And then we saw a 46 improvement in operating loss year over year, 33% improvement in net loss year over year, a 40% improvement in per share loss year over year, and then a 57% improvement in adjusted EBITDA year over year, and a couple business highlights. So, well, first off, let me read this quote from their CFO. So he says, "With continued strong revenue momentum and sustained progress on the path to profitability, we are delivering against the key milestones we laid out earlier this year. Underpinning those financial results is a strengthening foundation of expanding automotive partnerships and enterprise restaurant customers that will help fuel our future." And the business highlights read as the following: strong traction with enterprise restaurants, partnering with Jersey Mike's and Krispy Kreme to integrate our voice AI ordering solutions to help automate in-store operations. So Jersey Mike's, Krispy Kreme, huge companies, right? Huge brands, massive footprint, amazing new partnerships. Really don't understand the pessimism on this earnings call. And then customer adoption of our AI restaurant solutions in Chicken Shack, Core Light Eatery, Dog Hiatus, and I don't really know these companies, honestly. Zika's Pizza, I do know. So these are kind of smaller brands, to be honest, if I'm kind of being frank with you folks. These are smaller brands. The bigger partners that were announced, though, Krispy Kreme and Jersey Mike's, love to see that. And then SoundHound AI is now deployed as a part of extensive pilot with DS Automobiles, a Stellantis brand, which is, I have heard of this company. This is a bigger company, making it the first in-vehicle voice assistant in Europe to have generative AI capabilities. So, like I said, they're expanding to new markets and getting some good traction. And then they just had a Turkish EV maker come on board as well. And then they have a new collaboration with Samsung to revolutionize next-gen display technology for voice AI, starting with White Castle, funny enough. So White Castle coming aboard, new integration with Olo, a leading restaurant SaaS platform, making SoundHound technology available to any of the approximately 77,000 locations Olo has. And then they also partnered with ChowNow, which is an online ordering platform. This is a huge online ordering platform as well. This is really a big company. I've heard of this company before, so good to see that there. And then they launched a new vehicle intelligence domain that lets users of its in-vehicle voice AI platform, Access the Car Manual using natural speech. And then they were also named the 2023 Speech Industry Award winner. And that is something that is obviously a positive for the company. And they ranked among the top 10 in the world of machine learning by Technology Magazine. So that's pretty interesting as well. They also announced availability of fully automated smart answering service that lets any business handle customer service calls with voice AI. So kind of catering to small business, right? Giving small business kind of a way to get in there. I love that. So really I don't get the pessimism. I really don't get it. So cumulative bookings backlogs in the prior quarter end balance plus new bookings in the current quarter minus associated revenue recognized contracts. And we saw bookings backlog increase 13%. Obviously, we saw roughly a 20% gain in revenues, but the cost of revenue is increasing as well. So, unfortunately, this might be somewhat of the issues here is the cost of revenue increased 39%, but revenue only increased 19%. So you're seeing about a 20% spread there. Don't like to see the cost of revenues increasing faster than the actual revenues, right? That's not good. I'll definitely say that. And then operating loss got better as we had covered. Net loss per share improved as well. Adjusted EBITDA improved as well. The company also continues to expect to be adjusted EBITDA positive in the fourth quarter of 2023. So that's good news. Not seeing any massive changes there. And then in terms of liquidity, the company has basically, $1 million in cash right here. So good to see there. Or excuse me, I may have misspoke in that number. This is in thousands, so it's actually 10 million there. So good to see that the company still has a good amount of cash on hand. That's important. In fact, we've seen a massive improvement in terms of cash on hand. We've seen a 10x in terms of cash on hand for this company. And then, as I said, SoundHound expects the fourth quarter 2023 revenue to be in the range of $16 to $20 million. The company also continues to expect to be adjusted EBITDA positive in the fourth quarter, as I had said. So good to see that there. No massive changes in their guidance, right? So that's very important. So overall, pretty positive quarter. I don't necessarily get the pessimism on this quarter. I really don't get it. I mean, the cost of revenues did increase, yes, but we're seeing sales and marketing drop off. We're seeing research and development slump as well in terms of costs. SG&A dropping as well. So, I mean, yes, the cost of revenue did increase more than revenues over the past 12 months, and that's probably the rationalization for some of the bears here. But I really do see the core of this business remaining strong, remaining intact, and still moving towards, profitability and really major success. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about that 2023 Speech Industry Award that this company won. I'll just read out a note from this magazine here. So, Chat AI, a voice-enabled digital assistant with generative AI features, smart answering, which uses voice AI to handle inbound customer calls, a breakthrough in conversational AI that not only recognizes and understands speech, but responds and acts in real time. With Chat AI, customers and businesses can submit queries by speaking while text and or audio plays the response. Users can also ask follow-up questions and commands to filter, sort, or add information to their original request. The fully automated smart answering service accepts inbound customer calls and then using speech recognition, natural language understanding, and generative AI, they read and integrate company website information to give tailored conversational responses to queries. So speech recognition, natural language understanding, these are all very important, very good to really see for this company. So the company's success is being realized by not just, us, right? Not just people, that are talking about the stock, that are buying the stock, but they're being realized by industry leaders such as the Speech Industry Awards. So this is all very good. And let's take a look at some of the short interest numbers for this company. So the company still has about 15% of the float sold short, and we have about 5 days to cover. For those that don't know, that basically just means that it takes 5 days of average volume to cover the shares that are sold short. And then we can see here that we have a short borrow fee rate of 7%. The average short borrow fee rate is anywhere from 0.3 to 3%. So that basically implies that this stock is a bit expensive to short at this point in time. So worth noting there. And then we can also take a look at some of the insider selling we have seen from the stock. So I want to reiterate, anytime you have a newer company, right? This company went public in May of 2022. So, you're talking about a little bit over a year old. Anytime you have a new company, it's always very common to see insider selling. It pulls in as insider selling, but it's really, stock-based compensation. And then those insiders go and obviously sell the stock. They're really doing it because that's a big part of their salary. That's not really them saying, oh, we don't like the stock. It's them just saying, I've gotten this stock as a big part of my compensation package. I'm going to sell it so I can make some money, so I can buy that house, buy that car, whatever it may be. So this doesn't scare me at all. This is very common of new companies. So yes, we've seen insider selling, but one thing that I really do like to see is now that that initial wave of insider selling has gone past, and that stock-based compensation has gone past, we're seeing that really slump off, right? We only had 5,000 shares be sold in the past quarter. So that tells me that this insider selling is tapering off, and we could really expect to see, who knows, maybe insider buying over the next couple quarters. So that is awesome to see. And then let's take a look at some Wall Street analyst rated stocks. So over the past couple months here, we had two pretty big firms give bullish ratings on the stock. So we had H.C. Wainwright initiate a buy with a $5 price target. Then we had D.A. Davidson come in a couple weeks later and initiate a buy with another $5 price target for this stock. So there's actually 4 bulls on Wall Street and 0 bears on Wall Street. So that tells me that general consensus on Wall Street is a bullish one for this stock. And there's such little stock coverage. There's such little analyst coverage on Wall Street for this stock. I think once we see more analyst coverage, more people know this stock, we'll see more people come to the come in on the institutional side. We'll see more buying from Goldman Sachs and those other large institutions if we get more broad coverage on this stock on Wall Street, which I do anticipate, right? This company isn't going bankrupt anytime soon. We have over $100 million in cash. This company is solid. And that $100 million in cash is roughly about 60 cents per share. So, you're only really paying about 90 cents for the cash. I mean, for the equity right now, minus cash. So 90 cents for the equity. I think that's a steal. I think this company is an amazing opportunity. But with that being said, let's talk about the chart here, and I'll give you a price prediction for this company. So I'm seeing the stock is recovering somewhat from the initial drop we saw in reaction to those earnings results. So I'm seeing about 164 for this stock. So we're coming down to test another major level of support at around $1.60, which is where the stock had bottomed in October. It's also where the stock had bottomed in September. It's also where the stock had bottomed in March. Therefore, I believe this support level at 160, 157, this level should hold for SoundHound AI. In fact, full disclosure, I will be buying some SoundHound AI around these levels. That's my personal portfolio. Not telling you what to do at all, just telling you what I'm doing. So I will be buying some around these levels. So I think this level holds, and we see a move higher for SoundHound AI. Unfortunately, the technicals are quite bearish, right? So, I mean, I like this stock long term, but I'm going to acknowledge the reality that the chart looks like shit, just to put it frankly. So we came up to test this 50-day moving average at around $1.90. And we had rejected that actually intraday today, and we had also rejected that on Monday roughly. Therefore, I believe this 50-day moving average could continue to act as resistance. So in terms of a move over the next couple weeks or so. Barring any massive sell-off in the market, I think we likely hold this level and come up to test this 50-day moving average at around 190 or so. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the short term for the stock. Like I said, I think this buying level is beautiful for the stock. I think at $1.57, $1.58, this is just where you want to buy at, in my opinion. This is just a really good time if you've owned this stock for a while. If you've bought maybe a lot higher, this may be a good time to kind of average down a bit. So that's my humble opinion about this stock. I'm very bullish on this company. Been covering it for a while. I'll give you guys another update once we get a 13F in. I'm going to do an analysis breaking down what institutions are buying the stock. So if you would like to see that, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel so you can see those SoundHound AI videos. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you here next time.